I'd never had a cat before. Mostly because I'm allergic to cats. I was in Israel for medical school. I was not looking for a pet. Yet, when my neighbor, Anat, picked up the little meowing kitten from her stoop and brought it into my yard, I knew I'd take care of it. I thought the little kitten, maybe 2 weeks old, looked like a girl. She had this feminine face, so I thought I'd call her Noah, like Rabin's granddaughter. But Anat's ex was Noah, like Noah's Ark, so that was out. My Yemenite neighbor took one look at the cat, all white and fluffy, took a hit, and named her Io. Io is a star. That worked for me. It was good for an Israeli to give her an Israeli name. I had meant to keep Io in the yard with the other stray cats, but then I bought food and kitty litter and found myself sharing my bed with her. I woke up itching the next day. I didn't see any fleas. Of course, I didn't know what fleas looked like. My other neighbor, John, pointed out that Io was covered in them. A former vet friend recommended that I shampoo the cat clean. I still didn't know that I was falling for this beautiful, fluffy white kitten. Then I got some bad news. I took Io to the vet to get her shots and spayed, and they told me that my forms were wrong. What was it? That I'm not a citizen? Did I misunderstand the question? No. The problem was that Io had testicles. Yeah, Io was a boy. So we changed the surgery, and I learned that you can't tell the sex of a cat by how its face looks. Oh, I know, you're probably wondering.
What about your allergies?
Or...
What are you going to do when you leave?
Or maybe...
Do you think your cat will have a rough time adjusting to its new gender?
The allergy problem was solved by daily Sudafeds. And I hadn't really thought about what I'd do with Io if I left. I mean, I was in Israel for the first year of a 4-year medical school program. I was not planning on leaving. I guess I suppose I hoped that I'd meet a nice Israeli girl at a halal event maybe and stay. You know, maybe put down roots in Israel. Maybe even become an Israeli. You know, instead of just an American in Israel. Io was my comfort during difficult exams. He'd keep me company with his pleowing. Yeah, he seemed to roll his meows asking for attention. Pleow! Pleow! He'd keep me warm at night while I slept, though I tried really hard to keep him off my face. Anywhere but my face, I said. Really, Io, I love you, but I'm allergic to you. Just don't sleep on my face. But he did anyway. About this time, Anat would tell me how in love I was with my cat, and I knew that part of that love was for Israel as well. I mean, where else could you find such a beautiful cat and take him in and make him mine? And where else could I forget that I might have to leave Israel one day and remove him from the outdoor cat lifestyle that he loved? Then I decided that I didn't want to stay in this particular medical school program. I'd have to leave Israel and go home and live with my parents. My mom knew how much I loved the cat, but she also knew that my father was quite allergic. I had no choice. My other neighbor John and his wife took Io in. He already half lived at their place anyway, you know, visiting them when they leave their windows open. I felt bad leaving him. Worse later, when I learned that they'd renamed him Monster.
Well, but not because he looks like a monster. It's just that little fuzzy face. He's like a Muppet monster.
But that's not his name. Of my decision to leave Israel, the hardest thing to leave behind wasn't the people, the language, the politics, the hiking trails, or even the hummus. It was my cat. I think about him often and wonder what he's doing. Is he still an outdoor cat? Does he still... I recently learned that John and his wife had a baby, and they decided to give EO to my pot-smoking Yemenite neighbors. It broke my heart. I wanted to change plans that I was making for a trip to Europe with my girlfriend to include a swing by to Israel to pick him up. But it's a pipe dream. I mean, even if I found him, I don't know him anymore. And would he even recognize me? That he might even need to be quarantined. And then there's the issue that my building does not allow cats. No. I guess I'll just have to be satisfied as a visitor. And, hope that we recognize each other on my next trip.